I'm going to do an open mouth. And this is a lot harder than the closed mouth. So I'm going to see teeth and part of a tongue. So I'm using a picture from the internet that I printed out, and I'm trying to do an open mouth. Teeth are kind of hard. They don't seem like they would be hard, but they are. So I'm sketching my way, like I'm kind of finding how it goes with the lines. I'm sketching my way. I want it lower. And I'm going to get my eraser and erase some of the sketchiness that I have here. And what did I do wrong here? I'm going to make this higher. So it's a process when you're drawing. I mean, you're always moving stuff around and trying to get it right. If you're doing that, you know you're at least paying attention when you're drawing. But that, I mean, every artist does that, even really experienced artists. And that's why we have light pencils. I'm going to move this tooth over. So here's a tooth. And then here's a smaller tooth. I made this curved line because the teeth are going along a curve. Okay, and then there's a line right here. So this is the tongue. And then this is like the back of the mouth right here, which is a dark. Okay, so now I'm going to get my darker pencil, and because I don't like that, it's hard to shade with that pencil. And again, just like the whites of the eyes, the teeth also have shading on them. Like they're not, a lot of people, like they make them just pure white, and they have shading on them as well. So I'm just putting some shading, and the shading needs work, but I'm just trying to get in some areas of dark and light. Now I'm going to darken my contour lines, my outlines of different things, because it's too sketchy. Just to give it more definition. And I'm kind of changing some of the outlines if I think they're not really quite correct. Whoops, I went over that tooth. I'm putting some shading on the teeth. Again, teeth have shading just like the whites of the eyes. Like the mouth, this top lip would be casting a shadow on the teeth. And then they curve under at the bottom, so that's another area that would be kind of shaded. I'm going to get a different pencil. I'm going to get the 6B. It's just smoother. It's easier to shade with, but sometimes it can get a little bit dark, so I'm not pressing that hard. That might have been a little too dark on that tooth. Can always erase if you go too dark. I'm going to come back in here and make this really nice and dark. So again, really nice drawings are using a lot of layering. I'm going to erase right here a little bit. Okay. And I'm looking at this area, the shaded part of the tongue, because the tongue is darker than the teeth, but also the teeth and the roof of the mouth are casting a shadow on the tongue. Whoops, I had the pencil is kind of coming off of my hand. And it's going to be dark coming down from this edge because it's curving in. And this is actually a pretty simple open mouth. There's where you see the bottom and the top teeth. That can be something you want to practice. And I'm going to come up from the bottom, and I'm trying not to press that hard because the 6B pencil is like kind of a little bit, it's very dark, but it's easy to shade with. That's why I'm using it. But sometimes it can go too dark if you press too hard. And I want to go darker right in here, but not too dark. I'm just defining that contour, but that was a little too dark. And looking at the top lip, again, this part is going under, so it's going to be dark. I'm trying to shade on this upper lip, but I'm trying to shade in kind of a cross contour direction without making all those cross contour lines. See that? So then you can kind of get the cross contour curve with the shading. And I'm going to come down from the top with just some light shading. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I could do a lot more, but I think you get the idea. And I want to erase that little tiny bit. That's too much. Okay.